What's up, y'all? Uh, just making another video here. Hopefully you guys can hear me, but I just wanted to get on here and get on the charts and show you guys a gold strategy that I've been working on. I actually seen a comment just now, and actually I didn't even see it until it says amazing content. We need more of gold strategies in US 30. I feel like I make a lot of videos on US 30, so him talking about gold, I just feel like let me go look at gold. So I just been peeping gold the last 30 minutes and really been trading a lot of forex pairs lately, but I'm gonna jump into how to trade gold. So as you can see, my chart kind of looked different. All I did was I got indicators over here, right? Different things that I use or tested in the midst of back testing, right? Just different EMAs and weekly separators so I can know which week I'm in. Up here is just I kind of like this anchor percentage spaceman, which is good too, and kind of like give you different levels. I'll show you how to use it in another video, and I'm not going to use it now. So what I'm gonna do is show you guys how to take daily trades on gold. So I honestly, let's let's get rid of all of this, right? So this is what my chart look like. Actually, I'm gonna go in and turn this off real quick. So right here is the session break, basically a daily, like basically from this line to this line is basically a daily worth of kind of, let me take that off. So hopefully if you're watching my videos, you're well advanced and understand, actual markets, uh, charts, you understand all of this. So I don't have to go back and explain it. But basically, I'm gonna show you a strategy how to use or how to trade gold. So first thing I'm going to do is look at this 1 year mark, right? On every chart, every platform, doesn't matter what platform you're on, they give you these options. Even if you go to like Yahoo or any regulated or unregulated broker, they give you these options on their chart where they give you like the daily, 5 day, 1 month. But ignore all that matters is 1 year mark, right? So where it says one Y, boom. As soon as I click it, it shows me from the current day all the way back. So let's look at it real quick. Let's look at it real quick. So it shows me from November 25th all the way back till November 24th, right? So from November 25th, 2025, all the way back to November 24th, 2024. All it does is give you the range from last year's 1 year mark. What I like to do is turn on the line chart, right? Now I space it out just a little bit, marked off the both ends. And what I like to do is grab my Fibonacci, and this Fibonacci is going to be custom, which I'll show you here in a minute. But I go from the highest point to the lowest point, and boom. And this Fibonacci, as you can see, it starts from 0, 10%, 20%, 40%, 50, 50, all the way up to 100. If you want to look at it, you want to mark it or, do it the same way, you gotta do it the same thing. Do the same thing on your charts. Let's look at this, screenshot it, add it, right? Boom, nothing changes really, just the different levels. So boom, now that I have the low, then I actually have a high. Now I know I can lock that in. And all I want to do is just follow structure, right? So, as you can can see we had a big push down from the top of this 100%. Oh, I'm sorry, man. Computer loading. Boom, so 100%, we pushed all the way down to the 80. Kind of went past it, but as you can see, we're getting a double bottom here. Now we're in some type of uptrend going back to the 90%. All it does is give you like the huge range support and resistance, right? And what I like to do is go down to the H1, and I'm gonna mark this off. So you have to have the high obviously at 100%, and then you have to have a low, which is all the way at the bottom. I'm not gonna scroll down. But now what you want to do is use the in between, and I'm actually turning on the daily. Oh, hold on a minute. I'm gonna turn on the session breaks again just to keep it organized. So we know from this blue line to that blue line is a day worth of candlesticks. And all I'm gonna do is place another fib in between line for line, right? Hopefully y'all follow. All I'm doing is making that bigger fib line for resistance line stand out. So I made it to 4px, and then the inner fib stays at a 1. Now all I want to do is scroll down to M5. I'm still super behind. Let me go back to the beginning. So I like to use the section which shows me the different sessions, basically Asian, London, then New York session. If you want to use the same thing, you can change it to however you see it. This is what I have. Boom, 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 London, New York, Sydney. It basically is 5 p.m. to like 1 p.m., I believe. 1 a.m., I'm sorry. And then 1 a.m. to 9 a.m. Then it goes back to 5 p.m. or 6, because this is gold. But basically, all I want to do is take trades during um, London, and then I want to take trades during New York session, right? So I'm not. Let's just start here. So what is this? Stars. So we don't need to do stars. Take that off. No shit, that on. Turn the RSI off. So let's start here. So all I'm doing is trading range to range, right? And I'm really looking for a 2-to-1, or I'm looking for a 1-to-1, right? The 1-to-1 allows me to win. So 1-to-1 can get dangerous, but your win rate is a 50-50 chance, right? If you flip a quarter, you know, you got a 50-50 chance. Same thing with trading. I can either win or I can lose. The issue with a lot of new traders is that we try to make this trade here, which is a perfectly good trade. We try to make it a risk one to gain 2, or we try to risk 1 to gain 3. Or some people will like to risk 1 to gain 4, or risk 1 to gain 5. And as you can see, the closer we move our stop loss, the worse off we are. The further we move our stop loss to gain a 2-to-1 or 1-to-2, or gain a 1 to 1.5, it's still good money. Money's been made, and your win rate goes up, right? If it's a 50-50 chance, your win rate is at a 50% chance of winning. So all I'm going to do is wait till London section. Let's turn on some the EMAs. So as we can see, we clearly see that we're above this 66. Let me click it so you can so you guys know. So we got a 66 EMA, I'm sorry, EMA. Nothing changes really, just the same stuff. 66 closed, boom. So it's telling me that we're trending above this market. We show some resistance, right? Let's look at it. We got resistance, resistance, and now as we coming with some volatility because we're now in the London sessions from this green start to this green end is London, which is 1 a.m. all the way to 9 a.m. We know that we are capable of breaking this resistance, right? Especially if we haven't pushed all the way down back to this bottom support. So, and we're trending above this 66 EMA, right? So I don't know for sure. I'm just looking for a lower high to be created to continue the bullish trend. Now it's just a matter of where do I place my, stop loss. I can put it at a 2 to 1. For me, I wouldn't go no more than a two to one or 1 to 2. I like to say 1 to 2. I'm risking one to gain two, right? I'm risking one to gain two. As you can see, two. I wouldn't want to go no more than a 1 or 2, simply because the more you push that stop loss close, you would have won that 1 to 3, but the closer you get, the more the more chances of you losing of that trade versus going for 2 to 1 or 1 to 2 or dropping it down for a 1.5. And a lot of people look down on the 1.5. I kind of like it because it gives me a lot of room, right? Look at all this room. We have so much room, more than half, right? We basically don't, we can take this trade and really go to sleep in the middle of the night. As soon as it breaks, we take the buy, let it push from here to there, and we put our stop loss up for 1.5. If I'm risking 10,000, I made 15,000. If I'm risking 5,000 with the stop loss, I made 7.5. My win rate goes up high, which means I will win more of these 1.5s. And even in some cases, you can risk a 1.101. I rather risk a 101, knowing confidently that I'm gonna hit it, than to be trying to trade a 1 to 4 or 1 to 5 where I know I got a slighter chance of winning. It takes so many of these losses before you can get back those wins on that 1 to 4, 1 to 5, or 1 to 3s. So I rather risk a 1 to 1.5 and kind of up my risk, knowing that I'm confident in this trade, pushing in my direction. The same thing, or I don't want to get into, but that's just risk management. If you don't understand risk management, search it on YouTube. They show you how to do it. Basically, we see that the 9 a.m. starts here. We kind of see some rejection from this level up here. If you turn on the line charts up here, you clearly see a big, big bearish momentum candle. I'll go back to the charts. You see that big red. So let's look at structure. Break, retest, we've gone. They kind of retested again, right? And we've gone. We're also up under this moving average of 66, which is very powerful. We're up under it. So nothing is telling me to buy. Why would I buy against that moving average, right? So all I'm doing is waiting for a candlestick to close up under this line. And obviously this one did close, but from my experience, I know that once you got two big bearish candlesticks, we're gonna have some type of pullback. So I will probably want to wait, maybe a rejection from the EMA, right? Yeah. So I would have probably been waiting on either this, so rejection from the EMA again, or what I would have been doing is waiting for another confirmation of a break up under this candle, a break up under our support. And as we push back, I would have been taking this sell. Like I said, I like to do 1.5. This is more guaranteed. I gave my stop loss a lot of room to go and draw down if needed without taking me out, and it's a better win rate. Or you can do the 1 to 2, which is great. If I'm risking 4,000, I made 8. If I'm risking 3,000, I made 6. If I'm risking 2,000, I made 4, which is good, right? Total in a day, I made, let me push this up to 1 to 2. So just say, for instance, I'm being smart and just using smart risk management. I'm risking 2,000, I made 4. I'm risking 2,000, I made 4. So total, I made $8,000 just off these 2 trades. Would I have caught both of them? Probably not, because this is the middle of the night. Look at what time it is. 2:30 in the morning, and this one happened at 9:35 a.m. I would obviously have to, probably, set or forget, put in buy limits, or I would have to just catch one and then leave the other one because you got to get your sleep. Don't become a slave to the charts, right? Same thing over here. So the strategy shows you where the strongest support and resistance. We're trending up under the 66 moving average again, right? And we know once the green, our background, once the green starts is 1 a.m. in the morning, which means that London is coming soon. We have the break under our support area, which is what we want to see because we're up in the EMA and we kind of see structure going down. Now we want to see the retest, which is the retest. Boom. And we take it. We go to the next level. Stop loss go for 1 to 2. That's a win. Boom. That's a winning trade. You could have went to sleep. Got the bag before 3 a.m. We're back up. 9 a.m. We see this big drop. We obviously know that buying pressure is going to step in. Boom. For 1 to 2. We got one right there. Boom. Winning trades. And there, I mean, don't get me wrong, there is a such thing as overtraded. But I believe once you win it, get out. You don't want to play, crazy games with the markets. After you win your trade, be done. There's always another opportunity to trade, right? But I'm gonna quickly show you that you could have won here, could have won there, probably would have lost, just been transparent. You would have caught this bullish right here over, and then probably took a buy. As soon as it retest, you would have lost there. And this is another reason just to get out, right? Get out while you can. Boom. So you got one in trade. You got one in trade up there. There's another $8,000 you made in a day. Here's another good example. Kind of counter trending, right? Market is going down. When New York session, when London session started, you kind of got some kind of distance between that EMA, right? So overall, we're below it. So you probably would have been saying, okay, I'm looking to sell it, which kind of might have been a losing trade. But honestly, you should have lost this trade. Why? Because nothing closed under it. You need to see something, the candlestick M5 close under it before you can sell it, right? That's just a rejection. And what this is why it takes experience to know what you're doing. Because if it had been me, I would have brought it, right? Especially seeing to the left of us, we went past that EMA, we broke back above it. I would have brought it for sure. 80 to 90% of the time, especially if we go to line chart, we can clearly see lower high created. We're pulling back, lower high created. And that lower high here was just the wicks that retested this one. Boom, went in trade. But I'm gonna skip that one because everybody probably would have sold, even though think about the distance. Even if you would have tried to sell this, like think about the EMA, you would have been so far from it, right? The EMA would have to chase you at that point. Like that's not how the market moves. That's why it takes experience to know what you're doing. Had you sold or had the market sold off from here, this EMA is all the way up here. That's a huge difference. It would have been a whole level and a half before it can catch up. So I would have been trying to counter trend it. That oh shoot, I took it off. That RSI probably would have been below the 25 or below the 30, which shows you that it's oversold. You could have been buying this back to that level to take those buys. Same over here. So 9 o'clock started. Let me delete these. 9 o'clock started on this orange line. 9 o'clock started on these orange lines. What the structure shows is we clearly are trading up under. We had a break here at this level, right? Now, as we're pulling back to it, especially been up under what 66 in May, we are looking to sell this market. Now you can go for the 1 or 2, or you can be like me and know for sure, letting your risk or letting stop loss have some breathing room and just setting and forgetting for real and let it run to your TP. Risking 10,000, made 15,000. Risking 6,000, I made what would it be? Six, maybe around 9, if I'm not mistaken. But regardless, you became money. All right. That's the whole thing. Is if you're making money. Yeah, could you do the same thing here doing Asian? Yes, I just don't like fooling with Asian because you'd be sitting there trying to catch it and the volatility or the volume in the market might not always be there. That could have got a 1 or 2 or a 1 to 1.5, or you could have got a 1 on 1, right? Think about the 1 on 1. If I'm a better, I ain't gonna say a gambler, but if I'm a better and I see market break up under here, I bet that if we go here first before we go up here. So I'm sticking to my rules of knowing that we're going down, especially showing that the EMA is there. Now I feel comfortable. Even if I'm betting 100,000 up here, I made 100,000. You see what I'm saying? The more that you can get comfortable and confident in it, the more you can add risk. You know what I'm saying? Same down here. So we see push up from here. Why would I be trying to sell it? Right, we're moving far away from this EMA. We got a rejection here. Right. Do we honestly think that both Asian and London is just going to continue to go all the way down, pushing further and further away from this EMA? It could, but that would take a lot of news or you know, a lot of data to, if you don't know already, the market moves in range. All it does is go back and forth, pushes it to go down, pushes down. It's in a range. So believe it or not, the market looks like this. It's really doing it. And even when we push further away, it'll push further away, but then it'll be stuck in the range. And then it goes down. Like it's all a range. That's all the market is really doing. So never think that it's going to push like a stock, right? A stock or crypto can push far away. But when you're trading, you know, some of these indexes or forex pairs, think of it as a bounce. So try to take the bounce. So if we open here in this range, we haven't hit here, we haven't hit here. If we hit here first, think of it as a bounce, right? I always trade the opposite direction of where it first hit. And that I'm telling you, your win rate would be very high if you trade the opposite of that first initial bounce. There'll be a few where it continues. Most of the time, it'll be balanced. Here it is again, right? So New York open. So New York open at 9:30. Correct me if I'm wrong, but we're not waiting until 9:30. 9 o'clock is when that volatility starts to strike. So we know, like I was just telling you just now, that if we open here, which is at 8:55, 9 o'clock open here, take the first bounce in the opposite direction. So we hit here, take it there, right? Boom, boom, and also just look at the distance. Look at how far we are from that EMA. Too far. I'm not even gonna calculate it. That's super far. Why would we be trying to trade all the way up here without the EMA chasing it down? It's not gonna work. Boom. That's the one that's trade. And I want you guys, there will be losses, right? Same here. Got the bullish engulfing a little bit. We've been trying to sell, and this is a losing trade here. 1 and 2. But in this journey, you're going to lose trades. It's just a matter of making sure that most of your winners are not losers. You can make sure that, then you can win a lot of more trades. But I just wanted to show you guys that this strategy works. We would have lost that one. It works majority of the time for gold. If you're looking to day trade gold, I would trade it the same way. And that way, I'm talking was about using what the market gave you already, which is just showing you guys this what's possible. But what it is going here, clicking on one year, and when you click that 1 year, don't zoom in or zoom out because now you're throwing off the actual candlesticks, right? Go 1 year. You can go over here to the right, slide it down without zooming in too many candles. Basically, you want to go back to the 1 year mark of where we're currently at. So if we're currently at November 25th, you will want to go back to at least November 25th or 26th or 20. Boom. Now you cut on the line chart. Do I go wick to wick? No. I go closing price, right? This is the bottom closing price on the line chart. Oh, shoot. Let me go back, put this in, make it small. So closing price down here, all the way to the high. Boom. Lock it in. And then the next thing I do is go to I like each one, doesn't matter. I'm trying to, let's fix back on. Now I do boom, boom, level to level. And what I like to do is make the bigger fit, boom. And now what you can do is the M5, and now you can day trade. All right. So like even yesterday, look where you see it bounce during London, New York. Boom. So let's go two, or like I say, I like to do the 1.5 just to guarantee. Boom, that's a win. Same here. London, we got EMA bouncing up. We have the breaking structure. It's bullish engulfing, bullish fires. Now we're doing a trade level to level. So I ain't gonna hold you guys long. But that's basically it. Get paid. Do what you want to do with it. If you see anything different, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, man. I recently changed my name on Instagram. It is d.murr, MURRFX on Instagram. That's the quickest that you can get a respond. So write me on there if you need me. Other than that, man, I drop free content for you guys, man. Everybody needs to win, bro. I'm one of the traders that never really bought into courses or really had a mentor. Everything that I share, everything that I show is what I learned through my own experience, different trials and errors, and a lot of losses, right? Finally starting to become consistent to see some winners, right? That's the name of the game, is to stay in the game, basically, is understanding that risk management it's truly what matters most. So good luck, everybody. Enjoy this. This is over gold. And share some feedback. If you like it, post it on Instagram, tag me in it, man, and it'll show me that you guys are watching, and hopefully I can come out with some more videos to help you guys become more consistent. So thank you.